Welcome to the Pixelberry Choices podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Chapter 12 of the Cursed Heart, Enlightenment. So, we have run away from Kiran's beast form, and we are in the Sun Palace, and we're trying to find a cure for Kiran's curse, and also that one of the last heart pieces lie inside us. So, without getting ourselves killed, how can we break the curse? That's our sole purpose over here. So, we got access to the Enlightenment, the library where we have everything in the Sun Palace, like all the curses. You talk about every single knowledge known to Fey world and human world, also, I guess. It is stored in this library of Sun Court, and I got access to that, and we will continue there. But we start the chapter a bit weirdly, I would say. So we see a dream. Remember, we used to have these kind of dreams where we are really intimate with Karen, and then we see a dream like that again. And at first we thought it's a dream. Karen is sad. Did Karen scare us away from Karen? And what happened? Did Karen hurt us? We sort of tell Karen and assure them that Karen didn't hurt us, can never, but we're here to find a cure to the curse. And at first we thought it was just a dream, random dream. Kieran also thought that, but what we found out is that it's kind of a break in the reality. Like everything got meshed up. Like even Kieran doesn't understand how it can happen. Like both of us are dreaming, but inside the dream we can actually touch each other, we can actually feel each other and be with each other. Like it's a weird thing. Like we are connected on a deeper level. Like I don't know if it's because we share our heart with each other, or do you have some connection? Because let me tell you this, like why was it us? Like we were a normal human being, yeah, but why we got the gem in the well, and why we touched it and it embedded within our heart? Like why was it only us? Like is it just a coincidence, or there's more to it? And also we can share a dream, and we have had these dreams, and Kiran says she had those dreams too. So we thought we just only dreamt those, but it was actually Kiran who was in those dreams with us before. So in a diamond scene, we can share a scene with moment with Kiran, and we see that the reality fading. We're in a weird crystal-like world we are. So and we just spend a good time and say goodbye with a sad heart, of course. But then we see the servants are here, Radiance is here, we get prepared, and we go to the library. We go there, and there are different sections like curse. So I chose to start with different curses, and I didn't find anything after a long time, and our main character and Radiance are tired. So Radiance will offer us to have a meal, so we will just dine with all the other Sun Court royals there. Even the Fays who we met before in the first chapter. Remember, in the awesome, amazing garden, we're having amazing time with them. And one of the Fae will say, like, all of them would almost perpetuate the same thing that, oh, you were with Karen, the Night Princess, that place is breaking down. It's not as good or grand as our Sun Court. And Night Prince or Princess, Karen, their crew. So we kind of don't like to hear this because we have spent time with them, and we know how good Longclaw is, how good Montgomery is, and well, Kieran, we've come to love that person, so love that Fae, prince or princess. So it kind of hurts us, but then we also complete it, and we also can ask some questions. So I personally try to ask about Lostre. Remember the notorious Sun Court princess who put the curse on Kieran and fakely loved Karen over centuries ago. And we also received that people don't like Lostre, but they're not really brave enough to talk ill about her in an open place. So they're looking around and they're saying, yeah, it's a good way, whatever they were saying. And then we, in another scene, when we will be really tired, we'll be looking to the library again, all the books. We won't be finding anything. Then what would happen is that Radiance will allow or give us a proposal that we take a walk and clear our minds. So we'll go there and we will see the different flowers. Radiance will present us a flower, and we just spend a nice time in the garden. We get to know about all the things. Radiance went through in Radiance's childhood, like how Radiance was groomed to be the prince or princess of the Sun Court, the next heir, and how everything is, and how Radiance doesn't have anyone who Radiance can really trust on and be natural around. Like something can happen, and we'll talk about all those things. And finally, we have a option which really shook me up. It was like we can choose to kiss Radiance. Now, this is a single love interest book. I told you in the last chapter when he came to Sun Court, there was something in the air. Like we had some choices with a heart option, like a purple heart option for Radiance, and here also you have that. So if you kiss Radiance, Radiance will be flustered, and you guys will continue with the main character in Radiance, and then we break it. But that really, I will tell you what happened at the end of the chapter. But that really, like, this is a single love interest book. Can you remind me of the Nanny Affair book too? That we had a scene with Jordan, but it was a single love interest book. So Jordan had to be the bad person so that nothing can go on with her, because otherwise that would have to be something like we just can't go on with we can't kiss two people in a single love interest book. Like one of them has to be the bad person, right? That made me believe that something will happen, and oh boy, was I not right. So then we also see a scene where we're coming out of our room and Lustre blocking our path, and basically we trash talk. Lustre trash talks, says bad stuff about Kieran, and then we also get in a diamond scene, like we're reading stories so we can listen from the story how Lustre put the curse on Kieran, what happened, so we can hear the story, the fairy tale, I should say. The diamond scene, we can collect that. And then we also have some heated exchange. Lustre always definitely tries to demonize us and just tries to get the upper hand, insulting us, saying Kieran is just having fun with the pet, like basically looking down both Kieran and our main character. But suddenly something slips from her tongue. She says that, so looking the wrong place. We're looking for curse. So we're looking books on curse and stuff. We didn't find anything yet. We had a book in our hand, and Lustre basically snatches it from us and just drops it on the ground. And she only says that go find whatever you're gonna find in fairy tales, and that hit us like yes, fairy tale, because I think the faith thingy. Like we are human, right? I mean, in the town, wherever we used to live, there we thought in the tavern that fays are not real. It's all a fairy tale. So what's fairy tale for us? It's not a fairy tale in this world, because fairy tale is coming true. So there has to be something there. So we run toward the library, paying no attention to Lustre's, screams and angry, nostril flaring voices that she was calling us from behind to come back and not run away from her. Whatever. We just go to the library, we see one section of fairy tale, and yes, there it is. We found it. That there is a certain case, a story, fairy tale of a lover, a king, who didn't have a heart, but then he loved someone, and when they embraced each other, it basically opened his heart. So this is actually possible. So we theorized that if we and Kieran we can get together, and if Kieran, I didn't understand how it actually gonna happen, like through an embrace, or like if Kieran opens her heart or his heart, Kieran's heart to our main character, this can happen. Radiance comes there, and we tell Radiance that, oh well, I have found the curse, how to break the curse, and now we're gonna be together. I choose that option, that Kieran and we're gonna be together. And Radiance definitely looks a little sad, and we at first think it's because Radiance was kind of getting attached to us. Then the real thing comes. Like there was a smile, a menacing smile on Radiance's face, and she says that, well, this is a big reveal, I should say. It reminds me of Duffy from Veil of Secrets, and not Chloe, but that girl from Queen Bee who was the villain. I forgot her name. So it's just actually like a reveal, and Radiance is actually not a good guy or good person in this story. We thought Radiance was helping us, but all along it was like we set foot in a trap by Radiance. And Radiance says that we are like, he basically casts some sort of spell on us, and we are not even able to talk or not even able to shout or move or anything. Like, basically we get frozen. And Radiance tells us, Radiance's sinister plan, that we are just a mean to get revenge on the Night Princess or Prince Kirin, and making us a pawn. Radiance will destroy the Night Princess or Prince Kirin. So we have stepped into something that we didn't realize before. These guys, they have ulterior motive. Luster, we thought, was the one who was bad, but Radiance, who we thought would help us, who was our ally perhaps, is not. So what would happen in the next chapter? How will I, or how our main character will get out of this? We will find that out in the next chapter. But this chapter was really intense. I wanted this chapter to be a little bit longer, but it was perfect in my opinion. Like, amazing the way it ended, the betrayal from Radiance. I wouldn't say I didn't see it coming completely, but it was shocking nonetheless. And wow, what would happen? Like, for consecutive 2 chapters, we haven't seen Kirin in flesh. We haven't seen what Kirin is up to, what they're doing. Longclaw, are they missing us? Did they think we betrayed them? Like, what's going on in that palace? And we're stuck here, and we don't know how we're going to be used as a pawn to destroy Night Prince or Night Princess Kirin. How we're going to warn them of the danger. What we're going to do. All that in the next chapter. And bear in mind, it's a 16 chapters book, so it's going to end pretty soon. 13, 14, 15, 16. 4 more chapters go. What would happen in these 4 chapters? And oh well, it has a sequel, so I can't wait for this. Let me know in the comments your theories, your thoughts, your opinions. What do you think about this? I'll see you in the next video. Till then, peace out.